Reacher's Alan Ritchson starred in one of the best Black Mirror episodes of the Netflix era. As Netflix's Black Mirror returns for Season 7, Reacher fans should migrate from Prime Video to watch star Alan Ritchson appear in one of the hit anthology series' most unnerving episodes. Ritchson appears in Season 3, Episode 1, Nosedive, sharing the screen with Bryce Dallas Howard, Alice Eve, Cherry Jones, James Norton, and others in an unsettling story about humanity measuring their worthiness through social media technology. Proving that there are no small parts, Ritchson capitalized on his brief Black Mirror performance and now ranks among Hollywood's most sought-after action stars. In Nosedive, Ritchson flexes his acting chops more than his action movie muscle, showcasing a versatility that many Reacher fans may be surprised by. With Reacher Season 4 and a handful of movies in the works for Ritchson, reflecting on his Black Mirror performance will give fans a greater appreciation for his acting range. Directed by Joe Wright, Nosedive takes place in the future, like much of Black Mirror. Technological advancements in social media have created an environment where people are reviewed and rated on every interaction they have in public. Each person is implanted with a mobile device in their eye that promotes constant monitoring. Those who behave the best are rewarded with 5-star reviews, while those who act impolitely earn 1 star or fewer. The story concerns Lacey Pound Dallas Howard, a woman dissatisfied with her 4.2 social rating. By increasing her rating to 4.5 stars, Lacey will earn a discount on an upscale apartment. Lacey lives with her husband, Ryan Pound Norton, who does not want to live in the luxury apartment that means so much to her. During their fight, Lacey agrees to attend the wedding of her old friend, Naomi Eve. However, Lacey is less interested in being her old friend's maid of honor and more intent on gaining a positive review from Naomi, whose 4.8-star blessing will increase Lacey's popularity. En route to the wedding, Lacey interacts with several eerie individuals whose encounters fluctuate her social rating. Dipping down to a 2.6 rating, Naomi calls Lacey on her wedding day and tells her not to come, as someone rated that low is akin to a plague. No matter how much Lacey meant to Naomi in their childhood, Naomi would never accept a 2.6 rated person attending her wedding, as it would decrease her rating. In this world, friendship means nothing. Popularity is the only currency that matters. Who does Alan Ritchson play in Black Mirror's Nosedive? Appearing in the final 13 minutes, Alan Ritchson plays Paul in Nosedive. Paul is Naomi's groom-to-be, who stands up and gives a toasting speech to his best man, Anthony. With a clean-shaven face and slightly slimmer physique than Reacher fans know him for, Ritchson flashes charming energy and infectious charisma. Although the speech is intercut with Lacey wading through swampland to attend the wedding, Ritchson showcases his comedic chops as Paul. He cracks jokes about Anthony, saying hilarious speech by the way, by your standards, which cracks the crowd up in ways that will surely boost his social rating. Another laugh-out-loud moment occurs after Paul introduces Naomi and approaches her for an embrace. Instead of showing affection to his bride, Paul barks and chest bumps Anthony in a ridiculous display of hypermasculinity, which makes Naomi roll her eyes. That's when Lacey arrives, covered in mud, and proceeds to give her maid of honor speech. No longer disillusioned by the need for popularity, Lacey gives a speech deemed too honest for likes as she exposes Naomi's indiscretions. Lacey's social ratings take a nosedive during the speech, and she sprints out of the wedding with a knife in tow when Paul attempts to stop her. Before Alan Ritchson bulked up into the indomitable Jack Reacher, a mountain of muscle, charm, and quiet rage, he stepped into an entirely different kind of dystopia. In one of the most compelling episodes of Black Mirror's Netflix era, Ritchson delivered a hauntingly human performance that flew under the radar for many, overshadowed perhaps by the show's more headline-grabbing installments. But make no mistake, his role in the episode Echo Chamber stands tall as one of the anthology's most poignant explorations of identity, justice, and the price of curated truth. Echo Chamber Season 6, Episode 3 dropped during a season when Black Mirror leaned harder into the psychological and moral consequences of technology rather than the tech itself. It was a timely shift, and Ritchson was the perfect choice for the episode's centerpiece. Tom Adler, a once-beloved journalist-turned-digital pariah in a world where the truth is constantly being rewritten by the loudest algorithm. Ritchson's casting might have seemed odd at first. Known then primarily for his physicality, Reacher, Titans, and even his comic turn as Thad Castle on Blue Mountain State, he wasn't the typical Black Mirror lead. The show usually leans into cerebral performers, folks who radiate internal conflict and unease. But that's exactly what made his performance so effective. In Echo Chamber, Ritchson's natural confidence and intensity were gradually peeled back to reveal a man outpaced and undone by the very media system he once helped build. The episode centers on Adler's fall from grace after a 20-year career as a primetime news host. He was a defender of the old values, accuracy, accountability, context. But when his nuanced approach doesn't mesh with the new AI-curated infotainment model, he's pushed out and replaced by a synthetic version of himself, faster, snarkier, and more aggressively polarizing. Worse yet, the AI replica is powered by years of his own commentary, manipulated into clickbait content that twists his words and poisons his legacy. It's a chilling concept, especially in an era where deepfakes, voice cloning, and AI-generated media are already tiptoeing into the mainstream. Echo Chamber doesn't just ask, what if we lose control of the truth? It asks, what happens when the truth turns against you? Ritchson carries the emotional weight of that question with surprising restraint. There are no Reacher-style outbursts here. His Tom Adler is a man slowly realizing he's no longer the protagonist in his own story. The most haunting scenes come not from the technology itself, but from Adler watching his own family turn on him, believing the AI's viral soundbites over the man they've known for decades. His teenage daughter won't speak to him. His wife starts locking her phone when he's near. When Adler finally tries to set the record straight, no one listens because no one needs to. Their feeds have already told them who he is. The emotional gut punch of Echo Chamber is amplified by its clever world building. The episode introduces Persona Score, a social currency that aggregates every digital interaction you've ever had into a single, publicly viewable number. Adler's falls like a rock as the AI version of himself goes viral for all the wrong reasons. It's not just his career that dies, it's his reputation, his relationships, his identity. And Ritchson plays it with a quiet devastation that lingers well past the credits. Critics were quick to label Echo Chamber a spiritual sibling to earlier Black Mirror classics like The Entire History of You and Nosedive, but Ritchson's performance gives it its own texture. This isn't about paranoia or performance anxiety. This is about betrayal by the systems we built, by the people we love, and by our own digital ghosts. And while Black Mirror has never shied away from bleak endings, Echo Chamber leaves a sliver of ambiguity. In the final scene, Adler, now a near recluse, records a voice memo on an old analog recorder, something unconnected, untraceable. We don't hear what he says. We only see him hit record, look into the lens, and smile. It's a small act of rebellion, but a powerful one. A reminder that even in a world drowning in manipulated truth, there's still power in authenticity. Since Reacher, Ritchson's star has only risen, and rightly so. But for fans who want to see a different side of the actor, one less reliant on brute strength and more rooted in emotional depth, Echo Chamber is essential viewing. It's a quiet masterpiece nestled in the streaming chaos,